out set. There are some tense fans in this stadium right now. This is for a ticket to Sunday, a spot where you will have to be beaten twice for Georgia. It would be in their hometown. For Virginia Tech, they would feel really good about their chances to move on to their third straight super regional under Pete DeMoore, who has been fantastic in 5 seasons as their head coach. Kelsey Brown to lead things off for Virginia Tech. Senior from Haymarket, Virginia, James Madison transfer. She played 1 year there way back when in 2019. Pops this one up, foul territory, and nice running grab for Ellie Armistead to start things off.
If you're Georgia, you love the start of that game, but if you're Pete DeMoore with Virginia Tech, your first pitch, your leadoff sees, flies out to the infield, not exactly what you want to see to start the game. But Kerpick's going up in the zone, nice range by Armistead at short to secure the first out of this ballgame.
Beautiful camera work down the third base line there too, just kind of spun it around. Our crew did a fantastic job yesterday. As you look at that defense, Dallas Goodnight in center field. She has tremendous range. Sydney Kuma might be as good as they come in the country at second base. First pitch strike to Cameron Fagan from Madison Kerpicks. Fagan has family here in the building. A couple of her sisters are out with Liberty right now under Dot Richardson. They will face UCLA, who was upset yesterday. This has popped up, similar spot. Armistead over. She's taking care of everything so far in the first.
We talked about in the open Emma Limley's low rise ball and how it was affecting hitters yesterday and was so effective. Madison Kerpicks is showing off her low rise right now, getting 2 back-to-back easy fly-ups, fly balls to the infield.
Now Addie Green steps in the 3-hole on a 9-game hit streak from Suffolk, Virginia. Junior hitting right at 300 for the season just about. First pitch swinging. They're aggressive right now at the plate. Are those regional nerves gone because you've already played a game, or is it get amped up a little bit more because you know the caliber of your opponent today and what's on the line?
Oh, you're definitely amped up today. The crowd is in it. We're hearing "Go Hokies, Go Bulldogs" before even the first pitch was thrown. You feel the atmosphere, so there's definitely those nerves, especially as we start off the game in the first inning.
A 1 from Kerpicks is fouled straight back onto the roof here at Jack Turner Stadium. I mean, everyone kind of, when Kerpicks comes set, it's like everybody holds their breath, and it's silent in here.
It's almost like a tee shot in golf for the Masters. Everybody gets quiet, zeroed in. These fans are in it.
Oh-2. Upstairs from Kerpicks. Yesterday, Shelby Walters got the start for Georgia. She came in from Duke in the transfer portal, has been an absolute game changer. Last year, they really relied on Madison Kerpicks almost exclusively. There's Walters. See if she sees any action in this one. Didn't pitch a lot yesterday. They had the combined no-hitter. She went 2 innings. Kerpicks outside again, good at bat here for Addie Green. But they've got the 2-headed monster in the circle. You know what they can do from a hitting standpoint. Tony Baldwin hanging in the background. He said he does that. He doesn't want to put any pressure on Chelsea Wilkinson or JT D'Amico as they try and align things. And a swing and miss from Kerpicks. A beautiful start.
He can hit the ball hard.
Top of the list among many offensive categories in SEC plays. That is just a little low from Lemley to start off Dallas Goodnight. A pair of hits yesterday, a walk, drove in 3, scored twice with that second home run. The Alabama transfer in her sophomore season. That misses outside as well, 2-0.
See Limley asking, where's that pitch? First inning, really have to figure out the umpire zone. I think she was getting that call yesterday. She'll have to make an adjustment early.
That is in there, although it's dropped by Kylie Aldrich behind the plate. Aldrich and Lemley do have a history. Aldrich is a freshman catcher replacing Mackenzie Lauder, who is now a student assistant coach for Virginia Tech. But Lemley and Aldrich played summer ball a couple seasons together growing up. This is bunted in the air and caught by Jamie Bailey.
Goodnight just trying to catch the defense on their heels, was trying to use her speed and drop a bunt for a hit. That rise ball from Lemley, it's going to be hard to put a bunt down.
It was nasty yesterday. She did not miss with that pitch. Lindy Ray Davis's turn. Lemley misses low with strike one, similar to how she started off Goodnight. Davis yesterday 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored. Watches that one for ball 2. Davis, so I think she was the last Georgia Bulldogs starters to score in that game. All 9 in the starting lineup scored for Georgia in the first inning. 2-0 does find the strike zone.
I'll tell you what, that pitch is fat. That's middle of the plate. Emma Lemley falling behind 2-0, having to come back and put that ball over the plate. If I'm Lindy Ray Davis, you got to take a hack at that. You're not going to get many more.
Big swing there through it. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Talk about Lemley falling behind, and she has struggled mightily when she's been behind in the count, has given up 36 home runs on the season. You see the numbers there, 2-0-3-1 is when hitters are really taking advantage.
Well, those numbers are pretty glaring. You talk about the importance of getting ahead, but then when you look at the numbers and see the difference of when a pitcher's ahead in the count or falls behind in the count, I mean, it just hammers home the point how important it is, because these hitters are so good. You don't need to dig yourself into a hole and try and crawl back out of it. They're hard enough to attack as it is.
3-2. Great spot from Lemley.
And
got Davis looking.
And that was the low rise we saw yesterday. She hasn't thrown it yet. This last pitch to get Lindy Ray Davis freezing. You see just enough elevation, great location on the inside part of the plate. Lemley can get that going. It's going to be a tough day.
2 away, trying to match Madison Kerpix. It's a little upstairs to start off Jada Kearney. One of the most dangerous bats in the country, let alone in just this Georgia lineup. 18 home runs to lead the way for Georgia. Same spot, still too high. Kerpix watches on, hoping she could get a dozen in the first inning like Shelby Walters did yesterday. Does find the strike zone there. Takes a little something off. Every batter so far for Georgia has jumped ahead 2-0. Kearney, one of 4 first-team All-SEC performers for Georgia. Swing and a miss. Lemley bounces back 2-2.
Georgia hitters being patient until they get that first strike, but after they get the first strike, they're chasing out of the zone.
We talk a lot about that Georgia swagger and confidence. Emma Lemley showed that yesterday and looks like she's got it again today for Virginia Tech. 2-2. Just outside. The crowd is just hanging on every pitch right now. Back-to-back full counts for Lemley. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Kearney swings and put this one out of play. Kearney 1 for 2 at the plate, and Lemley only gave up 1 hit yesterday in 5 innings. Struck out 5.
And she didn't walk anybody. No free bases, attacked the zone all game long.
Into shallow center field, back goes Fagan and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 innings for Kerpix and Lemley, and it's zeros going to the second in Athens. And against Madison, Kerpix got a couple pop-ups quickly of Brown and Fagan, and then struck out Addie Green swinging. So 4, 5, 6 in the second for Kerpix. Jamie Bailey will lead it off. Out in front of this one, fouls it down toward the Georgia bullpen. Bailey, a senior from Scott Depot, West Virginia. Struggling a little bit entering the regional, just 4 for 21 with a home run and 3 RBIs coming into it. 1 for 4 yesterday. Oh, and that got her. And that did not sound like it felt good, but she's off to first. They'll take it.
Well, usually when it sounds like that, that's the Evo shield or the protection getting cracked. Jamie Bailey with nothing just wore that. But I'm sure Virginia Tech and her teammates appreciate it because it's their first base runner of the game.
Now Emma Ritter. Both these teams so good at capitalizing on mistakes. Ritter 3 for 4 yesterday and drove in a pair.
Ritter had a big day yesterday at the plate, propelling the Hokies to the big win over the Terriers, but she's just so consistent at the plate. She doesn't try to do too much, but she can also run into a ball and send it a long way. Very consistent hitter.
Ground ball chance for 2, and just wide of Fields' glove at first. They get the lead runner, Jamie Bailey. Armistead can't believe that one.
Now that's very uncharacteristic of this Georgia defense. Armistead just coming across the bag, easy double play, just ball got away from her. But since JT Amico, the assistant coach that Tony Baldwin brought in from Washington, he's a defensive guru, and this team has been solid defensively all year long. Very uncharacteristic, especially of Armistead at shortstop.
This one through the 5-6 hole. Armistead cuts it off, long throw, not going to get Bree Peck, and now first and second with just 1 away. Armistead deep in the hole there, wasn't going to make that play, but here's what they've done. JT D'Amico came in last year with Tony Baldwin, and you see the jump there. About 14 points to 969, up a little bit more this year to 972. And Tony Baldwin said, it's not like he's teaching you something that much different than anybody else. It's just the way he delivers information and how responsive players are to it. Chance for 2 for Mosley, right on cue. Georgia's defense coming up big. Career at Arkansas, now on staff here for Tony Baldwin as a volunteer assistant coach. He has the highest of praise for her and what she's done as Mosley rips one and Castine takes it away.
Mosley got all of this pitch, but Castine at shortstop, one step into the hole, lays out. Great play. Great play at short by Castine to rob Mosley of a base hit.
That brings up Sydney Kuma. That one does catch the outside corner for Lemley, who struggled in the first inning to get ahead in the count.
praising Georgia's defense. Virginia Tech can play defense too, right?
That ball was
pretty.
moving. 0-1 fouled away by Kuma, and Lemley ahead 0-2. There's so many of those moments when you look at teams who make runs to the Women's College World Series, who go to supers and have success. Those moments right there, that catch by Castine, you just never know how big those plays will be. Kuma into right center field deep. Nice little leaping grab by Addie Green. Back-to-back good defensive plays.
Addie Green in right field, no hesitation off the bat, knows exactly where she's going. Nice route and little leap at the end to cap it off. Defense playing well behind Emma Lemley.
See that defense right there. Castine at short, Green and right. Fagan at second. Made a couple nice plays yesterday. Big swing there from Chambly. Her second career grand slam yesterday, went soaring over the right field walls high into the trees. Four of the first 5 outs for Lemley have been in the air. This one on the ground, chance for Castine. Got her. Lemley 6 up, 6 down. She's locked in for the second straight day.
And then their pitcher was lights out, and she was focused, and their defense made some nice plays in the bottom of the 7th inning. It was a great game, So I love postseason.
Yeah, it'll be Grand Canyon taking on San Diego State, and Stacy Newman-Denise leading her squad. And it will be UCLA taking on Dot Richardson and Liberty, with a pair of Fagan sisters as assistant coaches for her. Just so many great storylines across the board. This was the one for our regional that popped because it's 2 of the top 5 home run hitting teams in the country, but that is all over the place throughout the country this week. 8-9-1 here for Virginia Tech. Ground ball, Armistead takes care of it. 1 away. Well, the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. The action begins Thursday, June 1st at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2023 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. We are on the road to the Women's College World Series. Both these teams, I think, have the confidence that they can play in Oklahoma City. Virginia Tech has come up just short the last 2 years. Last year hosted for the first time in their program's history. They actually beat Florida the first game in Supers and then lost back-to-back.
Yeah, you know they're hungry coming into this postseason. When we talked to them, they were so excited to get to postseason. The regular season conference play, it's a grind, and they had the gauntlet this year. They had Florida State, Clemson, Duke, Notre Dame, all back-to-back, and now they've felt like it was a breath of fresh air getting postseason, and they're hungry to take the next step to Oklahoma City.
Finished 4th in the ACC regular season, lost to Florida State in the second round. Virginia Tech, the regular season champions of the ACC last year. Pete Demore has just done such a great job with this group. He talked about how do you get that, we asked him, how do you get that success so quickly? And he said, I think I brought in a new perspective. Scott Thomas had been there for over 20 years, had almost 800 wins as the head coach at Virginia Tech, and he talked a lot about the structure as this is lifted to Dallas Goodnight in center, and there's now 2 away.
Yeah, and he had success before he came to Virginia Tech. A lot of years at Missouri under Aaron Earlywine, went to World Series postseason, so he had been there and he knew what it takes and what the prep looks like and what the players need to do and accomplish to make it to postseason.
Yeah, 5 Supers, 3 Women's College World Series in 10 seasons at Missouri as an assistant coach under Aaron Earlywine. Back to the top of the order, Kelsey Brown.
This is one of my favorite parts of the ball game when we start to go 2 times through the lineup. I want to see the adjustment the hitters are making. Not much success off of Kerpik's first time through. I love to watch and see where the hitters are going to make their adjustments second time through.
Swings through it, did get a little piece of it. What are those conversations like? Is that coach to player specifically, or do you get player to player conversations as well?
I think the way Coach Moore operates, it's probably more player to player. Once the game started, he trusts his preparation going into the game, and he's going to let the players figure it out themselves. We saw a lot of rise balls to Kelsey Brown, her first at bat. See him again here. She either needs to lay off of it or find a way to get her hands and barrel on top of the ball.
That'll go foul. Mosley happy to let it go foul because the speedster Brown going to be tough to get from that angle. Cam Fagan helping out Kelsey Brown there. She's behind in the count 1-2. Kerpik's down and away. Count is even at 2 apiece. Brown was probably hungry to get back up there after popping up right away to Kerpik's to start the game. Cam Fagan did the same thing in the on-deck circle. Kerpik's trying to make it 3 clean innings to start. It's too high, full count. Great at bat.
Yeah, good adjustment by Kelsey Brown. She only has 2 walks on the year, so she's going to go up there and battle, put the ball in play, challenge the defense. But your leadoff, just 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. She's going to put the ball in on the dirt.
And just 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Ground ball left side. Armistead has to be quick, and she is to get the speedster Brown. Kerpik's 3 zeros on the board against this potent Virginia Tech.
No, her impact on this program and the game as a whole. She'll go down as one of the greatest coaches.
Well, look at this. Deep to center, back, and it's gone! And she's celebrating that one in the booth right now. Jaden Goodwin, the freshman.
This place is rocking. They needed something to cheer about, and Jaden Goodwin did it with 1 swing at the bat, just 5 home runs on the season. She put a charge into this ball, did not wait around, and got all of it to dead center field to give Georgia the 1-0 lead. This team's fired up. She's got the Savage chain on.
Her 6th home run of the season. Tony Baldwin said she is just a ball player. What a shot for the freshman in her first regional appearance this weekend.
And she hit it to the deepest part of this ballpark. She could have gone easy 190 down the lines, but 220 deep center. I tell you what, she's strong.
That ball's foul from Jaden Fields, trying to keep it rolling right here. Talked about Lemley and the home run number she's given up this season. That's number 37.
Yeah, now we need to see a response from Lemley. Give up the big shot. How do we respond? Always look to that next batter. Solo shot is not going to kill you, so turn the next page. Always think next pitch. Still needs to attack the zone and not get too careful.
Well, if you're Virginia Tech, you have to feel confident that you're going to get some runs as you look at what Lemley does after giving up a home run, that 250 average. She told us that when it's happened, said if I can get past what happened last year with all the illegal pitches that I was called for, I can get through this adversity as well. And Cam Fagan was sitting next to her in our conversations, and she said Cam's one of the biggest supporters. Every time I give one up, she says, hey, you're a great pitcher. Don't worry about it.
And she is a great pitcher. We saw it yesterday. She has all the tools to be one of the greatest. I mean, in the All-American conversation for sure last year, this year, having issues with the long ball, but she is still mowing people down.
Third 3-2 count. She's been in this game. Jaden Fields, 1 for 3 yesterday with a single and a run scored. 3-2. Fields swings through it. Lemley answers.
And that's exactly what you want from Lemley. Gives up the big bomb, comes back and gets the strike. So we asked her about it in the summer. She went and worked with her dad and then came back to campus, and it took her about 2 weeks to get that foot down, and now she doesn't have to worry about, am I going to get called for an illegal pitch every time? Her mind's free, and now she can just go out and pitch.
Said they think she's been called for one kind of randomly in the 4th inning of a game earlier this year, and Cam Fagan said when they realized what had been called, they were all kind of like, oh my goodness, not again, some PTSD from last year. Ellie Armistead trying to turn it over to the top of the order with something to work with. Lemley goes inside a little too far, 2-1. You talked earlier in the game about Lemley working ahead so well yesterday. Is it just in the back of your mind? I mean, you know it's Georgia. You got to be a little bit more careful, a little more precise. Is that part of what we're seeing so far?
Yeah, she's missing pitches early and at bats, and I think you're exactly right, as these are big hitters and you have to be conscious of not leaving the ball over the plate, and sometimes that makes you move it too far off the plate. And Georgia's very disciplined. They're not going to go chasing, especially early in the count. So trying to find that strike zone, where's the umpire going to give you, how far off can you go, and live there, and then once you get ahead, then you can get them to chase.
2-2. This is hit well. Deep to left center, but under it is Peck and makes the grab. All the Georgia fans on their feet as soon as Ellie Armistead made contact with that, but routine for Peck.
They were willing that ball out of here, but unlike Goodwin's home run earlier in this inning, couldn't get it out to the deepest part of the ball field. Routine fly ball.
Back to the top of the order in Dallas Goodnight. Popped up a bunt to Jamie Bailey, her first at bat, and there's a first pitch strike there for Lemley. 5 of 10 batters have seen first pitch strikes so far. It's the call in the outside corner that time, to the dismay of the Bulldog faithful in the stands.
Lemley's been trying to get that spot all game. Now, if this umpire is going to start expanding a little bit as second time through the lineup, Lemley should live there until he doesn't call it.
Brian Smith behind the plate, Scott Mayer at first base, Naomi Erdahl at second, and Sonia Cash over at third base. Our umpiring crew for game 1 today on a busy day for them, busy day for everybody here in Athens. 3 games on tap. Talk with Pete Demore coming up after the break. Swing and a miss from Goodnight. Lemley responds well to the solo home run from Jaden Goodwin. The Virginia Tech head coach, Coach Emma Lemley, fallen behind a little bit, but she's been pretty solid and then had a great response after the home run. What have you seen from her so far?
Yeah, she just needs to keep the ball out of the middle of the plate. You know, she's hitting corners early, but when she gets it in the middle of the plate, and we're putting good swings on her, so, just be a little more fine.
Coach, you find yourself down 1-0, first time through the lineup, not a ton of offense. Now we're going second time through. What do you want to see from your hitters?
Yeah, we're moving her. Just got to get the ball in the air a little bit more and, just hit balls hard. And that's the thing with her is she keeps the ball out of the middle of the plate, too. So we just got to get good pitches to hit and hit them hard.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
You got it. Thank you.
Pete Demore, year 5. Nothing but success for Virginia Tech, adding to what is becoming a really impressive lineup of head coaches in the ACC, a conference that continues to seem to rise. You have Florida State, who still atop that league, but a lot of powers developing in the ACC. What do you want to see? I mean, how do you make these adjustments against Madison Kerpix right now?
Well, there's a reason Georgia came in second place in the SEC. She's a good pitcher. She moves the ball well. Like Coach DeMore said, she's not going to leave it over the heart of the plate. So you've got to find the mistakes. You've got to split the plate in half and have a plan and execute your plan. And like he said, he just wants them to hit the ball hard. So if I'm looking outside, I'm going to put my best swing on something over the outer half of the plate.
And that outside corner, the pitchers are starting to get that a little bit. Kerpix, I think maybe saw Lemley get that a couple times, so goes there. This is ripped up the middle by Cam Fagan, and a leadoff base runner here in the fourth.
Georgia takes a 1-0 lead. Last inning, this is exactly what you want if you're a Hokie fan, for Cam Fagan to come back, respond, get your leadoff runner on, give yourself a chance to immediately respond to the one run that Georgia put up. Mom
Nancy, Dad Kevin in the building watching their fourth daughter to dominate Division I college softball. Casey, Sammy, and Haley all came before her. There's a big swing and foul ball by Addie Green. Cam's dad, Kevin. This is popped up high on the infield. Mosley under it. That'll be out number one.
I know Addie Green wants that pitch back. She had a lot of plate. She just missed it and skied it to the infield.
Next up, Jamie Bailey. She was around the last time these two teams played back in 2019. She was an All-ACC freshman team member that year. There's a few Virginia Tech players who have played here in Athens. They split that two-game set back in 2019. Virginia Tech actually won. The game they won was in 8 innings. They were run ruled in the second one. 1-0 to Bailey out in front.
And down one run, runner on first base. Most teams, some teams would sacrifice bunt here, try and find a way to get a runner in scoring position, because so far it's been a low-scoring affair, but Coach Moore really trusts the power in his hitters.
Great pitch from Kerpix, completely caught Bailey off guard right there for strike number 2.
Yeah, that's a great pitch, and we haven't seen it much in this game, but that's one of her best pitches, and I love the fact that she's waiting till second time through the lineup, so any adjustments that Virginia Tech's gonna make, she can pull out this dirty changeup, and you saw how it just buckled Bailey in the box.
1-2. Goes inside here, and Bailey fights it off. Virginia Tech down just 1 run. There's really no lead that they fear. Series against Clemson where they took 2 of 3. They trailed by 4 runs going into the bottom of the 7th in Blacksburg. They hit 2 home runs that inning. The second one was a 3-run shot by Cam Fagan to walk it off. It's outside 2-2. Talk about resiliency of this Virginia Tech team. Cam Fagan said, "We are a postseason team. We're built for this." And those aren't just words, because they've backed it up the last 2 years with super regional appearances.
Yeah, they're a great team. They can pitch, they can hit, they can play defense. That's all. They're a complete 3-faceted team, and they belong in the postseason, and they're excited to be here, as they should be. I mean, they know how to play, they know what to expect. And Jamie Bailey right now having one of the best at-bats Virginia Tech's had this game.
Still just 1 away with Fagan on first. 3-2 pitch coming. Kerpix continues to come inside. Bailey's fighting it off.
Yeah, if you're the pitching coach or the pitch caller right now, she can't hit that inside up pitch fair. Do we stay there, or am I going to go back to the change? Do I go there, go up and in one more time, then the change? You got to love the chess match and pitch calling.
8th pitch coming. What does Chelsea Wilkinson call from the Georgia dugout? Inside and down. It's fouled away again. Chelsea Wilkinson played 3 years, or excuse me, coached 3 years at NC State. Joined Tony Baldwin's staff, 4-time All-SEC pitcher and an All-American in 2014. Tony Baldwin is so high on his assistant coaching staff, just loves the way they work together, the way they take responsibility for their own areas. Another 3-2, popped up on the infield, Mosley under it. Kerpix wins the duel. Being played, I've been keeping an eye on the ticker in the top right-hand corner. There's some interesting games going on around the country. We've got one of the best, I think, there is to watch right now.
Scoreboard tells you 1-0 ball game, two hits to 1 hit, and Madison Kerpix is throwing her changeup now. Emma Ritter well out in front.
Ritter reached on a fielder's choice and was stranded at second her first time up. Chases that one. Kerpix has him off balance a little bit here.
Oh yeah, the starting the bat off with the changeup in the dirt to get her to chase. Emma Ritter wasn't able to flush that fast enough before Kerpix came up with the rise ball up in the zone. Now she's ahead 0-2 to a pretty talented and dangerous Emma Ritter.
Crowd into it, 0-2. This is hit hard, deep center field, and gone! Emma Ritter touches them all, and Virginia Tech leads.
Are you kidding me, Emma Ritter? You get fooled on the changeup, chase a rise ball well out of the zone, find yourself in an 0-2 count, and what does she do? She blasts it to the deepest part of the ballpark to give Virginia Tech the lead over Georgia. Look at that, that ball is not anywhere close to the zone, but Emma Ritter was determined to put a bat on the ball, and for her 13th home run, might have been the loudest one so far.
And how off balance did she seem in that at bat, the 2 pitches leading up to it?
You know, Kerpix is thinking, I've got this one in the bag.
Foul ball down the third base line there for strike 1.
You're right, we do have the best game going on right now. This is exciting. The atmosphere's here. Hokies are getting loud now. Momentum changing back and forth. What a game.
And you just never know, too, because you just said it, you know, 2 hits to 1, but it's both of these teams only need 1 swing to make a huge mark.
Change the game with 1 swing, and that's what Pete DeMoore wanted to accomplish this season. This preseason and offseason, he said, we've got to find a way to be able to change the game with 1 swing, and they focus on hitting the ball hard and hitting the ball in the air, and I think it's working out pretty well for them.
It's a nation-leading 98th home run as a team this season. 1-1, this is hit into center at Dallas Goodnight. That is out number 3. The game I think everyone expected, the back and forth, some great pitching, couple swings making a difference. Is there a message to your team after they just took the lead?
Yeah, just keep doing what we've been doing. You know, I think we can make a little bit of an adjustment in identifying some of her pitches, but all in all, that first time through the order, really pleased with how we were going at her, and Maddie's been spinning the ball well and just made a mistake there, but that's what happens when you have, you know, a really good team. She just didn't get that one quite high enough, and they capitalized on it.
Coach, winning this game puts you in the driver's seat for regionals, take the rest of the day off. What was your message going into the game to your team?
Yeah, just let her, you know, these are the most fun games you could possibly have when you just let it go, right? You just got to go play the game, compete your tail off, and go for it. And when it doesn't go your way, you bounce back up and you go for it again. That was the message, is just let her rip.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Yep.
Just love talking to Tony Baldwin, too, before the games this season, and he talks so much about the mental approach and keeping his players in a great headspace, physically, mentally, emotionally. So I love that message of just let it go. You just got to go play.
Yeah, when you have athletes as talented as Tony Baldwin has in this lineup, they can trust their prep, and they're usually the only thing that can get in their own way. So letting it go, stepping in the box, trusting yourself and your talents and your swing.
Lindy Ray Davis will lead it off for Georgia and rips this. Snaps a 4-game hitless streak with that swing. Georgia trying to respond immediately.
I tell you what, we talk about how great these hitters are. This is the second time through the lineup, and we're seeing the ball being put in play hard. Virginia Tech was able to get their lead off with a base hit up the middle. Last inning, came back and scored 2 runs. Georgia looking to do the same here by getting their lead off on.
Davis goes off. Haley Eaton will pinch run at first base. Junior from Bel Air, Florida. Big start there for Lindy Ray Davis, the catcher. And now Jada Kearney. Lemley misses outside, ball 1.
Behind the plate, Kylie Aldridge, just a freshman. They've thrown out 6 runners this year, so a lot of speed at first base. Tony Baldwin can be very aggressive. Getting any movement.
Delivers strike 1 to Kearney, 1-1 count. Columbus, New Jersey native in her junior season, back-to-back All-SEC first-team member. Hit 15 home runs last year, 18 this year. Dad Jay played football at West Virginia. That is a big-time cut. Swings through it.
She's ready to retake the lead with 1 swing. There's a lot of speed on first base, and the outfield is playing with their heels on the warning track. If she even just bloops one in and Eaton gets a good jump, there's a good chance she could score all the way to first base. You see the outfield there, and there's so much grass just because they have to respect the power of Kearney.
Lemley goes upstairs, counts even at 2-2 if you're Emma Lemley right now. Kylie Aldridge behind the plate. What pitch are you thinking of to try and get one of the best hitters in this regional?
In your 2-2 count, you've got a ball to work with. You're going to go with your best stuff. And she's going to go with that low rise ball, trying to jump right over the bat of Kearney.
Here is the 2-2. Almost got the outside corner, but it's a full count.
I like that reaction by Lemley in the circle. She didn't get the call that she wanted, but she nodded her head like, all right, I got this. I'm up for the challenge.
4th full count for Lemley. Big pitch here, nobody out in the 4th. Goes inside and Kearney stays alive. Another 3-2. Fouled back. What an at-bat this is between 2 of the best players that you'll see in regionals this weekend.
This is a fight. This is a fight. Emma Lemley's throwing everything she's got at her. Kearney's just fouling them off, hoping for a mistake. Lemley's got to stay locked in and focused.
Eighth pitch coming from Lemley. Popped up, and this is going to go into the stands.
I always feel like as the at-bats go longer, the advantage starts to tilt towards the hitter. The more pitches you see, and then the pitchers get frustrated. So the longer this goes, I give advantage towards Kearney, but I mean, Emma Lemley's going right at her.
Lemley preaches a pitch-by-pitch approach. She says it's not just her either, it's the entire team. I think that's a lot of their postseason success, not looking past anybody. But who will win this one, Kearney or Lemley? Could be a big moment in this game. Inside corner, Lemley got her. Oh, that's big time from one of the nation's best strikeout pitchers.
That was huge. I felt like we were on the bottom of the 7th, tie ball game, but Emma Lemley, the amount of pressure was on that pitch, and she executed. Wonderful spot. Love the intensity, love the focus. She's on.
Strike one to Sarah Mosley. Mosley, an All-American last season, having another tremendous year. 350 with 16 home runs. That got her, and that is a tough spot to take one. She shakes her hand a little bit right there, and hopefully Mosley's all right.
Let's see where. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. You can hear the fans hollering that she was over the plate. But as a hitter, if the ball is in the batter's box, you don't have to make any attempt to get out of the way. Even though it kind of looks like she wished she could have. Let's see here. No, clearly in the batter's box. That, like you said, that is a tough place to wear one. Really hope she's okay.
Like it was right on her right wrist, right on that bone. They're checking her out right now, but this is a big deal.
Yeah.
All SEC first team, one of the leaders for this team offensively. Very solid at third base, and looks like she will stay in at the moment. I think the concern would be, I mean, will she come out defensively? It's her throwing hand, and then when she comes back to the plate, how well can she grip the bat? Hopefully she's all right.
Yeah, see, just kind of hanging there. And a smile, that's a good sign. That's always a good sign.
For the first time this game, Georgia is hitting with a runner in scoring position. First and second, one out for Sydney Kuma. Strike one as Lemley just paints the corner. Kuma lined out to Addie Green, who made a nice running catch in right field back in the second inning. Big cut right there, fouls it straight back, but she's behind 0-2.
Lemley yesterday really relied on that low rise ball, and that was her go-to pitch. Today, it's not there, but she's showing that she can make an adjustment in the circle, going in and out, and changing speeds.
Oh-2 to Kuma. Hit hard, deep right center field, and off the top of the wall. Georgia trying to score, and they will. Just one, but it's tied at 2. Kuma doing her dance on second base.
An 0-2 count to Sydney Kuma. This ball's elevated and out of the zone, but these hitters are so good, they don't need it over the plate to do damage. This ball was just a few inches from a 3-run blast, but Sydney Kuma getting Georgia another run to tie up the game. This place is rocking. We have runners in scoring position. I don't think Georgia wants to be done just yet.
47th RBI of the season for Kuma. There's that swagger.
There it is. There it is. Too bad you can't run the bases with the Savage chain on.
Quick chat with Lemley. Tony Baldwin talking to his group as well. This all started. Lindy Ray Davis came out, set the tone for this inning, just ripped one up the middle, snapped a 4-game hitless streak.
Bases open. saw what she could do yesterday. Infield's got to be pulled in.
Tied a career-high 5 RBIs yesterday. Pops this one up, and it will go out of play for strike one. It's an interesting conversation, really, because you asked, should we pitch to her with first base open? Jaden Goodwin stands on deck, who hit the solo home run off Lemley to open the scoring last inning.
And that's what makes Georgia so good, top to bottom. Everybody's protected because the hitter behind them is just as good.
Up and away, 1-1 count. Chambly grounded out to Castine at shortstop, her first trip to the plate back in the second inning. Lemley outside again, 2-1.
Now that you've fallen behind, you almost have to put her on base. You don't want to come over the plate. Put your defense in a situation where you have forces everywhere. The last thing you want to do is fall behind and have to bring something over the middle of the plate.
Lemley does. This is hit high and deep. Left field. It's a short fence. It's gone! A 3-run shot! Sydney Chambly is on fire!
Sydney Chambly is loving the postseason so far. Back-to-back games with the home run. This time it's a 3-1 blast to give Georgia the lead. Found herself in a 2-1 count. Not a terrible pitch, but look at the strength she has to go with it. Yesterday she blasted one right field, this time down the left field line. What a shot, what a swing by Sydney Chambly.
8 RBIs in 2 games in her home regional.
How about that? In 2 games, come on.
And all of a sudden, Georgia in the driver's seat. Savage chain getting some work today
Yeah,
again.
it is. Yes, it is.
Swing and a miss from Goodwin.
And you hate to go back and second guess what happened because hindsight's 20/20, but finding a 2-1 count and left something over the plate.
You said it right away, right when she fell behind. Now does your approach change? And maybe should have. Caught by Fagan.
But this is what you have to do moving forward. You can't go back and say, what if? Got to go next pitch, next batter. Good response by Lemley to get a weak line drive in the second out.
Nobody on. 2 outs for Jaden Fields. Talked to Sydney Chambly after that win yesterday, and just might have to talk to her again.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of ball game left. We've got a back and forth game. I think we got plenty of time from some other heroes and plenty of time for Chambly to do more.
Virginia Tech's done it so many times this season. Entering the regional, they had homered in 7 of their last 8 games. They hit 4 against Louisville. I mean, that's with both of these teams. The ball can start flying all over the place in a hurry. That is hit hard and foul ball. Ooh. Tony Baldwin cannot believe it. I think he thought Bennett at third got a piece of it and pushed it foul.
And I think he has a great argument. Yeah, I think it had, right? It's hard to tell, but live, I definitely did, and I think it might have even gotten some chalk, but it can't be reviewed. If umpire would have called that a fair ball, we could have gone back and looked at it with review. to see if it's foul. Since he called it foul, there is no review.
Half-hearted swing there. Fields did not go around. Still dangerous count here. 3-1. This is hit well, right field. Angling toward foul territory. Great hustle by Green, but can't quite get to it. Well, these are the plays that are reviewable. You talked about it because that was called foul, that was not reviewable, but this is everything. Spectator interference is even included in that as well. With the close games and the pace at which these teams play, certainly we will have some of those as today moves on and tomorrow. Ground ball right side. Fagan is there, takes care of it, but the damage is done. Sydney Chambly had 3 of them, but Georgia puts, but the bats are starting to heat up.
Yeah, they made the adjustments in the box. They're putting good swings on good pitches. Powerful swings. And the thing with Georgia, if Kerpix does get into some trouble, mentioned it early in the game, they have that two-headed monster, and Shelby Walters can definitely come in and change things up. But I think stay with Kerpix for a little bit longer.
It's just upstairs, 2-0 count here. Kelsey Bennett leading things off. Walters is standing ready in the bullpen down the left field line. Out in front. It's been a part of the zone that they've attacked a lot in this one. Up and in.
Yeah, and I would stay there too if I'm Kerpix or Wilkinson calling the pitches until they can prove they can hit it fair. They're just pulling it foul and getting strikes.
Lofted down the left field line, foul territory, long run, and Goodwin won't get there. She made her mark on this game. Solo home run to open the scoring. Freshman playing in her first NCAA regionals this weekend. What a bright future she has. This has popped up. This will stay in play. Fields hustles over in foul territory, and there's one away. Well, coming up today at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific over on ABC, it's the WNBA action coming your way from Seattle, Washington. The Storm play host to the defending champion Las Vegas Aces in the opening game of the season for both teams. Game time at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC. So many great storylines heading into the WNBA season. Diana Taurasi still getting it done.
Yes,
unbelievable.
And Brittany Griner
Returning,
back last
yeah.
night. That was great to see.
Kylie Aldridge with one away, grounded out her first trip to the plate. Does catch the zone. 1-1. Aldridge was on fire entering this regional. 8 games leading up to the weekend. 470 average, 3 multi-hit games, couple home runs.
That's a pretty pitch. That's a tough pitch to hit when Kerpix can hit all quadrants of the zone, and she just picks and chooses when to use the off speed. Hitters start to forget about it, and then bam, there it is again.
Looking for out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. Just a touch outside. That one's upstairs. Good fight here and patience from Kylie Aldrich against Kerpix.
Yeah, the deeper we go into this game, the at-bats have just gotten better and better and better on both sides, and we've seen the results of making pitchers work and throw more pitches.
Third full count here for Kerpix. That's fouled up on the roof. Loser of this game plays tonight in our second elimination game of the day. That'll be against the winner of Boston University and NC Central. And just misses. Aldrich aboard with one away.
Base runners, base runners, base runners. That's what Virginia Tech needs right now to get people on base if they want to get back in this ball game and respond like they did in the top of the fourth when Georgia took the lead.
Just a first walk for Kerpix. She hit a batter earlier in the second inning. Lee Baldwin hanging out in the background in there. Rachel Castine, the 9-hole, watches ball one outside. Walter's starting to move in the Georgia bullpen now. That's popped up out of play.
Yeah, that pitch is giving Virginia Tech a lot of trouble. In on their hands, can't get the barrel out, and they keep swinging at it because they're a power hitting team. Anything up in the zone, they're going to want to attack, but the pitch just has enough movement on it, and she's placing it perfectly.
How quick are you if you're Georgia?
Go to Walters. Until Virginia Tech can prove something. If they get some momentum, if they start to steal that momentum back, then I'm going to stop it right there and make the change.
Great spot there from Kerpix. You talked a lot about going inside, and that time paints the outside corner. It's really just been one swing. Emma Ritter's 2-run home run for Virginia Tech last inning to take a 2-1 lead before the big-time Georgia response. Now 1-2 from Kerpix. And that is smoked foul, but again, just not much they can do with that.
No, that's all they've proven they can do is hit it foul by Madison Kerpix. I'm staying there, and you saw the changeup. It's a great setup pitch for that. If I can throw it in on your hands with velocity over and over and then bust you outside with a dirty changeup, she's not looking to get necessarily a strikeout right now on that pitch. It's more of a setup pitch.
Kerpix ahead of Castine, 1-2. Aldridge at first. Outside, Castine had to hang on.
Just barely. If I'm Kerpix in the circle, I know I didn't get the strikeout on that pitch, but to see a hitter so off balance and falling over, it's got to give you a lot of confidence that you are in command of this at bat.
Another one down that left side, foul. Like you said, it's getting a little bit more difficult, but Virginia Tech still just a few hits, fighting some pitches off, can't straighten them out though.
Yeah, I don't think there's any panic in the Hokies dugout right now because they know they can put up runs, and they can put up runs in a hurry.
Inside ball 3.
It's a good take by Castine. You've been swinging at that pitch the whole at bat. In at bat adjustments. Great take.
Top of the order for Virginia Tech, waiting. Kelsey Brown on deck. Three-two. Hit hard, left field, it's a base hit. First and second for the Hokies with one away.
And Rachel Castine worked hard for that base hit. She saw everything that Kerpix had, fouled off a pitch, didn't bite on the changeup, and then gets one over the plate on the inner half and makes her pay with a base hit. Hokies looking to steal a little momentum back, get their own rally. It's been back and forth already.
There'll be a pinch runner at first base, Jenna Pearson, redshirt sophomore from North Stafford, Virginia. So Pearson now at first, Aldridge at second.
And we're at the top of the lineup. How about that? Nice job, not just getting on base, but to turn over the lineup for the. Now this will be the third time Kelsey Brown has seen Kerpix.
Top 3 in the Virginia Tech order, just 1 for 6 so far. That base hit came from Cam Fagan. Laying down a bunt. Fields has to be quick, and she is. But 2 runners in scoring position now for Cam Fagan after the sac bunt.
Kelsey Brown is so fast. The corners were pulled into her face expecting a bunt, and she gives it to him, and man, that was a close play at first base.
Kerpix trying to dance out of a jam here in the 5th. And what a boost it would be for Georgia, already leading by 3, to get out of a spot like this against this Virginia Tech offense. And Cam Fagan, first pitch, big cut there from Cam.
That was a hack. Big swing.
Singled last inning and scored on that Ritter 2-run shot. Cam Fagan, all conference in the ACC all 3 seasons at Virginia Tech. Watches the 0-1 outside. Pete DeMoore said they went to recruit her when she was in 8th grade. They just needed to see her. They already knew about her. Got there, watched her take a pitch, and said, all right, we're good to go. Let's do it.
Pretty incredible. I was excited to see her take a pitch today. But she is so balanced in the box. I was just thinking that on that changeup. She is so balanced and in her legs as a hitter.
Second on the team in hits, second on the team in RBIs, and leads the team in walks. DeMoore familiar with her sister Sammy, who was at Missouri. Big pitch here for Kerpix. Second and third, 2 away. Fagan at the plate. Gets a piece of it. Armistead is there. And Kerpix dances out of the jam. Strands of works. Log on to clearwaterinvitational.com for details and tickets. Almost feels like it starts there. I can still remember watching those games early in the season, and now here we are. Elimination Saturday for 2 teams at every regional. Weather permitting, I should say.
Oh, don't you put that out there. Don't you do that. The weather's been great.
Popped up on the infield. Played by Kelsey Bennett for out number 1. Emma Emily back out there. No surprise there, though, right?
No. This is postseason. She's been your workhorse all year long. She has the ability to make adjustments. She's got great stuff. A couple misses, but you stick with your best this time of year.
Third time through the order now. Dallas Goodnight, the leadoff hitter. That's going to get out of play, I think, down the third base side, just barely.
Goodnight swinging away this at bat. Saw her swing away yesterday, usually a slapper, but she showed us that she has some power in there too. She's just not all about speed. Cranked one over the fence.
She had one thing on her mind after that swing, the Savage chain. It's this one, left center field, down. She's going to hold at first base. She's got that kind of speed, though, that she thought about it.
She did. I was watching her the whole time. Nice drive by Bree Peck to get to that ball and get it in quickly, because out of the box, she's, no matter where the ball goes, if it's touching the grass, she's thinking too. But about Dallas Goodnight showing us she can do it all. She can slap and get on with her speed. She can hit a gap. She can hit home runs.
This is popped up. This will stay in play. Castine over to make the catch for out number 2. Back to your point about Goodnight, I think that's something that, and you can speak to this, I think in the last 5 to 10 years maybe that's becoming more a part of the game, that it's not so one-dimensional. Somebody in the past like Dallas Goodnight might only slap, but
right
now these players are so versatile.
Yeah, you're spot on. Back in the day, slapper, we're putting the ball in the dirt, keep it in the infield, but now they can do it all. They're showing a lot of power. They can stand in and hit. They can slap for power. They're tough to defend, and speed doesn't slump. So if you can't get it to a gap, drop a bunt.
Jada Kearney with 2 away, and the speedster Goodnight on first.
Now, I don't know if it's intentional or deliberate was the game plan for Georgia. They were really patient in the first couple innings of this game, really looking at the pitches, getting timing. As we get later in the game, they are taking their hacks.
Goodnight goes. Decent throw, but she's in there safely. Stolen base number 21 of the season.
What can't Dallas Goodnight do this weekend? Getting herself into scoring position by swiping a bag. Look at that slide. That was very athletic.
They brought in 2 transfers this past offseason. Dallas Goodnight, who plays such a pivotal role center field, leads it off for this powerful Georgia offense, and Shelby Walters in the circle, who Tony Baldwin raves about and has been a huge game changer for them. Who made her mark on this game earlier. Kearney, see ya. My goodness, that is pounded by Jada Kearney.
I have been waiting to see a Jada Kearney home run, and my goodness, it did not disappoint. The balls just keep going further and further. Jada Kearney, the deepest part of the field, sends it over the stands in center field, gets ahead in a hitter's count. This pitch, belt high, middle of the plate. Emma Limley knew it immediately. I think everybody here knew it immediately. What kind of power is that? My goodness.
19 home runs.
She's a good compliment to come in behind Limley, because she's just going to keep the ball down and spin it. Try and keep it in the ballpark by attacking the bottom half of the zone.
2 outs for Virginia Tech. Mosley at the plate, which is good to see because we saw her earlier get hit by a pitch in her last at bat, and that wrist is feeling just fine. That's a laser from last year's All-American. The Georgia Bulldogs protecting Jack Turner Stadium today.
They say hits are contagious. Apparently home runs are contagious in Athens. Georgia Bulldogs, they're known for their home runs, and they are not disappointing. Sarah Mosley getting in on the action after being hit by a pitch her last at bat. Just the second pitch from Molly Jacobson, and Mosley takes it deep to extend the Georgia lead.
17th of the season for Mosley, and that makes it back-to-back 50 RBI seasons for her. She was an All-American last year. I think she's healthy.
I think so. Maybe that fired her up a little bit.
They're running out of signs out there.
Have to run to Office Depot, right? Wow.
0-0 going into the bottom of the third. It was the freshman Jaden Goodwin who started it off for Georgia with a solo home run in this third. They got 4 in the fourth and now 3 here in the fifth. Now Jacobson just needs 1 out to give her bats a chance. They'll have 6 outs to play with. That's in there for strike 1 to Sydney Kuma.
And Molly Jacobson giving up the big blast to the first hitter she sees, and then falls behind Akuma 3-1.
Kuma fouls that back. Jacobson doing a nice job to bounce back, fill up the count. Redshirt sophomore from Waukee, Iowa. Dad, brother, sister all played basketball in college. Her brother Michael stayed in the state, played at Iowa State. She went all the way to Blacksburg to play for the Hokies, and Kuma did go. That is out number 3. But numbers in program history at this stadium. I think there's a good chance we see even more tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and they are invested. They're not just here watching a ball game. They are invested in this game. It's been fun, loud, great atmosphere. They've had a lot to cheer about too on the Georgia side.
Shelby Walters, the new pitcher, trying to give them plenty more to cheer about as well. She gets the swing and miss from Addie Green. Walters, grad student, transferred from Duke, all SEC first team. It's the first time they've had 2 pitchers on the all-conference team together, is what Tony Baldwin said, and we couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and if you're going to be a successful team down the road, you've got to have 2 good pitchers. Back in the day, you could ride one arm all the way to Oklahoma City, but nowadays you've got to have 2 solid arms, and he does. Shelby Walters, especially like her experience, she's a veteran. She has it all. She can throw all the pitches, fill the zone, and she can change speeds. What a pickup. What a pickup.
Hit hard into right center field. That's going to bounce to the wall. A leadoff double here off Walters by Addie Green, and that's a 10-game hit streak now for her.
Look, I'm telling you, Georgia's got a 6-run lead, but Virginia Tech can do their own damage at the plate. We haven't seen it too much this game, but leadoff double. We saw them yesterday string things together, get some momentum by playing fundamental softball, back-to-back hits, just chipping away.
And I think they believe it, too. I think they're in that dugout for Virginia Tech thinking we can absolutely come back in this game. Big swing right there. Jamie Bailey tried to put a dent in the scoreboard.
And if I'm a Virginia Tech hitter, I'm kind of happy about this pitching change. Kerpix was really, having their way with their hitters. They were starting to make some adjustments, but now fresh slate, new pitcher. I'm sure they've seen plenty of film, so it's like they've already had some virtual at-bats off of her. It's not somebody they've never seen.
Are you big, watch a ton of film, or are you more of a give me a scouting report, let me see a few pitches, or how did you like to prepare?
I think film but not too much. Like, I don't want to go in there overthinking and trying to pick up on every little thing I can. Because at the end of the day, it's see ball, hit the ball, and just being on time.
Went off the handle a little bit. Kuma takes care of it for the first out. Nice bounce back there from Walters. Kuma, all SEC defensive team this year. He has great range at second base. Emma Ritter hit a 2-run shot earlier in this game. Walters pops the glove at 70. In the dirt, and nice job by Addie Green to take third base. So now she's 60 feet from home.
Good aggressive base running. There's so many ways to score from third base, and if Virginia Tech's going to get back in this ball game, they've got to find a way to chip away at this lead one run at a time.
1-1 to Ritter. Inside, fouls it down the third base side. Tony Baldwin talked a lot about Shelby Walters and the pitching coach, Chelsea Wilkinson, how well they get along, how good they work together. So that's just been a great fit chemistry-wise. Working bullpens and then in-game as well, their communication. Ground ball off the glove of Walters. Kuma has it. A run comes across for Virginia Tech, and the lead is down to 5.
RBI, Ritter doing her part at the plate. They can't get ahead of themselves and look at the 5-run deficit. 1 run at a time, and it starts by getting base runners on. Solo shots aren't going to help you right now if you're Virginia Tech. You've got to get runners on.
They're 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They bring the one in there on the ground out. Georgia 3 for 3 today with runners in scoring position at the plate. Bree Peck watches ball 1 outside. Too high. Bree Peck from Royersford, Pennsylvania. Their sophomore season. Back-to-back second-team All-ACC nods. As a freshman last year, hit .320 with 11 home runs, and she gets it going again with 2 outs.
Some good at-bats off the new pitcher, Shelby Walters, this inning. Leadoff double, scored a run. Now Bree Peck with a solid single to left field. Let's see how long Virginia Tech can extend this inning. 2 outs, a 2-out rally.
2 hits for Peck today. Had one yesterday as well. Here's Kelsey Bennett. Hit a 2-run home run in 2019 when they beat Georgia. They split 2 games with the Bulldogs here at Jack Turner Stadium. She watches strike 1 from Walters. And they find a way to cut further into this lead. Walters just a little too low. Crowd wanted that call.
It's a nice pitch right on the corner. She's such a veteran in the circle. She's not going to make mistakes leaving it over the plate, but she's still trying to find that outside corner with the strike zone.
That's too low. Down the right field line, a little bit of trouble, but a nice run and catch for Jada Kearney. Georgia bats coming out. They lead by 5.
Much deserved performance of the game.
Just made a nice running catch in right field as well. All smiles in that Georgia dugout.
Jada Kearney, she's hitting 380, so she's not just a powerful hitter that'll strike out other at bats. She's a complete hitter that has 19 home runs on the season. Unbelievable.
Sydney Chambly swings through that one from Jacobson, who was ahead 0-2. Looking for a clean inning here. Get those bats back to the plate for one last chance. It would take a lot, but we said it earlier. Came back from 4-0 against Clemson, put a 5-spot on them in the bottom of the 7th, walked it off with a Cam Fagan home run. Chambly, did she go? No, she did not.
This was a changeup from Jacobson, back-to-back pitches. Woo, that was close.
That's outside from Jacobson, who really close on that check swing just a pitch ago. Hit off the end of the bat to Fagan. Takes care of Chambly for the first out.
A lot of change-ups by Jacobson that inning, trying to keep Georgia off balance, give him something different to look at.
Back to the freshman, Jaden Goodwin. Big cut at that to Kelsey Brown in left field, and there's 2 outs quickly.
Yeah, Virginia Tech wants a quick inning here, clean inning, quick inning, so they can get back in the dugout and attempt the comeback. I want to give any more momentum or energy to Georgia.
First pitch to Jaden Fields, who's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out so far. Younger sister of Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields. That's back into the netting for strike 1. Still a lot of games to be played throughout the country. We'll have Boston University and NC Central coming up next over on ESPN Plus, about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Biggest upset so far, UCLA falling to Grand Canyon. Fields another foul ball, 2-2.
I know you said it earlier, but this game's not over yet. 5 runs to any other team besides Virginia Tech may look like an impossible task, but they've done it before. You mentioned against Clemson. Putting up a 5 spot for Virginia Tech is no big deal. They're still in this ball game, and if they can keep this clean inning and get their bats going, I'm still locked in. I think we could have some fireworks.
Well, when these two teams eat, they feast.
Yes.
One bat gets going. Just seems like they all do. We saw that in the first inning for Georgia last night when they put up 12. We've seen that again for Georgia today. Virginia Tech took a couple good swings off Shelby Walters. Ground ball, Fagan from her backside. Makes a nice play over there at second base. A 1-2-3 inning for Molly Jacobson. Last chance for Virginia Tech.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. We bring heirloom corn products.
Important. So staying out of that loser's bracket, it's a huge deal.
Kylie Aldridge walked her last trip to the plate. She will lead it off here in the top of the 7th. New catcher behind the plate for Shelby Walters. Marissa Miller is now in there for Georgia, replacing Lindy Ray Davis.
Tell you what, if you want to make a comeback, there's nothing more important than to try and get that leadoff runner on. So this is a big at bat for Kylie Aldridge. Find a way on any way you can. And if you're Georgia, if you want to hold a lead in the top of the 7th, best thing you can do is get the first out of the inning.
8-9-1 for Virginia Tech here in the 7th. Aldridge, Castine, and Kelsey Brown. Aldridge and Castine both reached their last plate appearances. See Pete DeMore in the Virginia Tech dugout there behind Aldridge. Hitting to center field. Dallas Goodnight has it. There's the first out. A big one here in the 7th.
Big first out for the Bulldogs. Kylie Aldridge did what she wants to do, hit the ball hard and in the air, just got out a little out in front, couldn't get all of it.
Send you to Fayetteville next. Oregon, Arkansas, what a matchup. Rachel Castine with one away for Walters. Outside corner, got it. Great off speed there. 0-2 count now for Walters.
I tell you what, that pitch is so good, and it's so good because the way she spins it. She spins her changeup more than any other pitch, and when you see that ball coming in spinning like that, it's hard to pick up and it just floats across the plate. Beautiful pitch.
Swing and a miss, and then the heat, 68.
And now that 68 looks like 75 after the changeup. Shelby Walters is a complete pitcher. She's talented, smart, in the circle. Changeup set that pitch up beautifully. That was great. Textbook pitching.
Georgia 1 out away from the regional final in their own regional. Slapped left side, Mosley has it, foul ball. Thought maybe that was it.
This place is ready to erupt. These fans have been in all game. Great atmosphere, exciting. It feels like postseason.
The task of beating Georgia twice on any day at any part of the season is tall, but to try and do it in their own building in Athens, it's going to take something special.
It is. It is. But Virginia Tech has a special lineup. They didn't get the big hits today. I mean, they did scatter 6 hits. They just didn't have the long ball.
Slap to Mosley, and she did want that one to go foul because there was no chance to get Kelsey Brown.
I love that move that she got on the outside of the ball so the umpire could clearly see where the ball ended up. Spin move. There you go, Blue. Clear look, clear look.
Veteran move. Georgia fans ready to celebrate. Is this it from Walters? In the dirt, and Brown stays alive. 2-2. Ground ball, Armistead. Georgia is going to the regional final in Athens.
What a game. Back and forth early on. Georgia comes up with the first lead. Virginia Tech answers back, and then Georgia's power just took over late in the game. Couple home runs, an outstanding performance by two pitchers in the circle. Great game.
Whenever I look into your eyes, I find less peace and love for me. You are everything that I have ever wanted. I want to spend every second of my life with you. I don't know if some kind of a magical if agreeing with you. So the joy effect that I have turned us away. So did the effect on your smile on me in my life. Baby, you are and will remain mine forever and ever. Whenever I look into your eyes, I find less peace and love for me. You are everything that I have ever wanted. I want to spend every second of my life with you. I don't know if some kind of a magical if agreeing with you. So the joy effect that I have turned us away. So did the effect on your smile on me in my life. Baby, you are and will remain mine forever and ever. I don't know if some kind of a magical if agreeing with you. So the joy effect that I have turned us away. So did the effect on your smile on me in my life. Baby, you are and